And then the big one, my rent. I was gonna lie to you, but I'm not gonna. I actually spent one of the trickiest things I find about living alone is the finances, bringing my total spend of the week to a whopping Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to a bit of a different video for today. Today I am going to be filming a video over a week showing you what I spend in a week living alone. Hopefully it goes without saying, in no way is this video to put out there how much money I have, how much money I make, oh, how much money I spend, because we're on a tight budget over here. And I wish that I had seen this video before I started living alone, because I feel like you forget, maybe I do, maybe I'm naive, the true cost of living alone isn't just rent, isn't just bills, it's everything else that comes along with it. I always say one of the trickiest things I find about living alone is the finances, not being able to split anything with anyone. I need a new Hoover, best believe I have to buy a new Hoover. New mop, I have to buy it. I need to go buy a potato masher today. I need to buy it. Who's gonna split that with me? I thought this video might be really interesting for people who are looking to move out alone, looking to move out in general, or are just a bit nosy. It was payday yesterday. It's the beginning of the month when I'm filming this. I think you're watching it in a few weeks' time. And my paydays are hard because they are not all the same. Luckily, this month's was not too bad, so I was able to pay my rent, pay my bills, and have a decent amount left over, and I'm hoping I can save some of it. I have set myself some budgets to stick to this month, and instead of telling you them now, I am going to tell you them at the end of the week and see if I was able to stick to them. We're also going to talk how much my rent is, how much my bills are day by day, week by week. But first, it's Tuesday. Let's go and do a food shop. It's basically my Monday because I was away yesterday. Back from the food shop, and I'm very proud of myself because I didn't go off script. Okay then, let's break this down day by day. You're gonna have to bear with me ever so slightly because I know there's clips throughout this video, but I'm gonna put in the clips and I'm gonna pop in and explain everything and tell you what I spent day by day with a big total at the end. So we started the week on Tuesday, and from the clips you've seen, there was a few things I had to buy on Tuesday. We went to Aldi, we did our weekly shop, we went to the co-op, and then we ended up in Holland & Barrett for some gels, and I also bought some frozen dried strawberries, which was so good, but they were like £4 something. All of those together took my Tuesday total to £27.50. So on we go to Wednesday. Checking in on Tuesday to give you a little update on what I have spent. I know that I've spent £6 in the co-op because I just bought Molly some flowers. I've also been doing something really interesting today that I will tell you about a bit later. I also spent £3.20 in the co-op this morning because that co-op is dangerous. Because I needed, it wasn't even an argument really, a Lucozade Sport, because I did a 15k this morning. The only thing that was getting me through was me allowing myself to have a Lucozade Sport afterwards. And I also bought a bag of ice to have an ice bath. Two things that were the only things keeping me going. So I spent £3.20. I did pay for the tram, but that's not come up yet. And Molly, if you're watching this, your flowers did cost me £6. And I bought Molly some flowers. And tomorrow all of my bills come out. So tomorrow's gonna be a big day. Wednesday really wasn't too bad. We spent £12.80, £3.50 of that was on the tram to and from WeWork, and then £9.20 of that was in the co-op. £6 of that was flowers for my friend Molly, because I was going to Molly's house and she was cooking me dinner. With Wednesday fairly low, let's move on to Thursday, the day where the bills came out for the month. Not ideal, but it's Thursday. I'm gonna go grab myself a meal deal because I have no food in, because long story, I'm absolutely starving and I need lunch. So on Thursday I spent £6.25 in the co-op. Honestly, I think I'm gonna start banning myself from the co-op because this is just getting ridiculous, and that was on a meal deal. I also that evening spent £9.25 on some more flowers. Clearly my income just goes on flowers, and that was for my boyfriend's mum because I was going to his family home, and again, she was cooking me dinner. So the big ones, the ones that we all want to know about, how much is rent living alone and how much is your bills living alone? So my bills include my council tax and obviously my electricity bill. I pay my water bill every 6 months and it's about £100. So what is £100 over 6 months? So what's that? Do you know what? I'll work it out for you actually. My water bill works at about £4 a week. So we're not adding it to this total because like I said, I pay it once every 6 months, but just in case you were interested. So my council tax and my electricity bill. When you live alone, you get 25% off your council tax because it's just you and there's no one else to split it with. So weekly, my council tax cost me £24.75. And my electricity, I pay £80 a month direct debit, which sometimes covers it and sometimes absolutely doesn't. It kind of fluctuates. So I pay 80, but my account might be -20. And then the next month, if I'm away for a week, it might top it up. So it completely varies, but I pay a direct debit of £80 a month, which is obviously £20 a week, which takes my bills to £44.75 a week. That's crazy, isn't it? And then the big one, my rent. How much does this gorgeous flat cost me per week? What does it set me back? Hold on to your horses, hold on to your chairs. £248.75p. A week to live in this flat. I think it cost me like £33 a day, a night or something. How crazy is that? No wonder I can't afford it for much longer. But that brings my total cost to Thursday, if we pretend that I pay bills and rent in increments of 4, £302.75. That one actually really shocked me. I don't know what I was expecting from that, but there we go. That's what I spent on Thursday with the flowers and the co-op meal deal. Friday, now, as you can see, we had a bit of a blip on Friday. Friday morning, I have a coffee, but sugar daddy paid for that. Can't pay for coffee, so I'm not gonna count that.
I think I have less money in my bank account than you do, but I like being close to the daddy.
I was gonna say to you, the train tickets don't count in my what we spent this week because I bought them last week, girl maths, so now they're free. But actually I've just had to buy new ones, so this is really annoying, but it's quite the reality because I'm always getting trains everywhere. So my train to you yesterday cost me £17 something. Great. I'm not joking, I give most of my bloody money to Trainline, Transport for England, TfL. I've just had to pay £60 for a train that's delayed, which is so stupid, guys, because I should have changed our time and got a taxi to the other station. Basically, we came to the other station and missed a train. And I'm being a nice girlfriend saying you don't have to send me the £30 because it's kind of my fault. But personally, call me what you want, I am not going to count the £60 in the what I spent this week because 1, it was a huge mistake, and 2, it is technically a business expense because I was going to London for an event, so that means I essentially get to deduct it from my tax. Essentially, I had to spend that £60 to make the profit and to like be able to go to the work event. So if HMRC sees this, it is a business expense, I promise. So I'm gonna personally opt out of that one, I think, because the thought that I spent it makes me want to be sick, but it came out of the business account. We're gonna deduct it from the tax at the end of the year. It's fine, is what it is. Other than that, on Friday, guess what I bought? I'll give you one guess. Another fucking bunch of flowers. We were staying at my auntie's house in London, so of course I bought her some flowers. Carter bought her some wine, so that wine is not included in my budget, but I bought her some flowers. I also bought, get this, an energy drink and a packet of sweets in Piccadilly Circus, and I spent £8.98. I spent £9 on a can of Monster and a packet of Sour Patch Kids. I said to Carter I don't want to buy it here, but I did. I also spent £2.25, I think it was, on some dry shampoo from Superdrug because I thought my hair wouldn't be a mess by the end of the day, but it was so hot and sweaty that I needed some dry shampoo before we went to Lorcarna that night. And then other than that, on Friday, I spent about £20 on Ubers, bringing my Friday total to £58.95 if we ignore the £60 train tickets. So, on to Saturday. Look, this isn't good. Okay, I know it's not good. This is the exact type of thing that I'm trying to not do. This is the exact type of thing that I'm trying to cut down on. But I did just go to Co-op and get a ready meal. And that makes it sound like I get ready meals all the time. I absolutely don't. What I'm trying to cut down on is going to Co-op for like silly little things. But I've just got back from London, obviously, as you can kind of tell from this video. And I went to go and make my shepherd's pie thing finally. Realised I didn't have any chopped tomatoes. And I was like, okay, I could go down to the Co-op and get chopped tomatoes. And I was like, you never bought a potato masher. So I just bought myself a nice curry, to be fair, because I've not had a curry in ages. And of course, no trip to the Co-op is complete without Pepsi Max. Again, Saturday wasn't too sad, but I do need to ban myself from the Co-op. I got dinner, as you've seen, which cost me £5 something, and then I got the tram back from the station, so I spent £10.70 on Saturday. On to Sunday. So close to the end of the week. My oats have run out and these are the only oats I will buy. They are from the Co-op, and to be fair, they're actually cheaper than the oats in Aldi, and the ones in Aldi I don't actually like. So £1.90 about to be spent. It is now Sunday, so our week of spending ends like tomorrow evening. And I'm hoping, other than like a tram ticket, I'm not really gonna spend anything tomorrow. But of course the video will carry on regardless. As you've seen, I did a food shop on, was it Tuesday? It was kind of like half a week of food shops, and I actually still have one of the meals that I bought in that shop still to make. So I've kind of done like 2 5-day shops probably. I made a stop in Home Bargains first, and I got myself a new toothbrush. I had needed a new toothbrush for forever, and I decided to get a not fancy one, but not a thingy one. So it's like electric, but it's just battery. And then I also got 2 spare toothbrushes because I'm gonna throw away my boyfriend's toothbrush. We both had like the same toothbrush in the bathrooms from when I moved in. That's like a year ago now. So I'm gonna throw those away, got some new ones. And I got some toothpaste because, oh, I forgot to buy toilet roll. Bought some toothpaste because I didn't have any. And all of that came to £9.96. These 2 things on top are from M&S. No, I'm not bougie. Aldi just didn't have any tomatoes. If you go to Aldi on a Sunday and don't go like at 11 AM, you're not getting what you want. So I bought some tomatoes and I realised I didn't buy some spinach. So my M&S shop was £3.65. And then my Aldi shop was £18.90 something. I'm gonna obviously tell you exactly. I got 500 grams of chicken, which is gonna do my lunch, I think, for all of the week. I got some asparagus tips to have with the shepherd's pie that I'm still yet to make. Some more milk, and I really want to make some, oh, that's what I was supposed to check if M&S had, and I definitely would have as well, totally forgot. I'm gonna try and make some kind of egg bites, and I'm gonna do halloumi with them, and Aldi finally have like a lighter halloumi, so that's great. Got some pomegranate because I'm gonna make like sweet potato, chicken, feta, veg that I've got in the freezer, kind of like a salady bowl, and I thought pomegranate seemed to be cute, would be nice. These are new, protein choc pots. 11 grams of protein per pot, and they're like a yogurt, and these were £1.59, which I did not think was bad because the mousses that I buy are £1.25, and I got 2 of the mousses. Chopped tomatoes because I didn't have any to make my shepherd's pie this week. Easy peelers as a snack, and some frozen raspberries always. I obviously went grocery shopping as you've seen, and some money for London transport also came out of my bank account. That was £11 something. Everybody always tells me that the tube and transport in London caps at £6. Never have I ever paid £6. I paid 2 lots of 11 this week. I paid 2 lots of 9 last week. Who is capping that at £6? Because it's not for me. Anyway, transport for London brought my Sunday total to £45.92 with my groceries and everything for the next week. On to the very last day of the week, Monday. It is Monday, £6.99 I just spent because I needed some new postal bags because I've got a few more bits to post on Vinted. I was gonna lie to you, but I'm not gonna. I actually spent £24.99 in TK Maxx. Finally got my bloody potato masher, so let's finally make that cottage pie. And I also bought a red handbag. But, and you might shout at me, but this is real girl math. I am gonna girl math and exclude the bag from my total because I've made a promise with myself that everything I spend on Vinted, I'm allowed to spend, girl math, straight back on my wardrobe, because the reason I sold on Vinted was so that I could buy myself some nice things, and I sold my stuff because 1, I needed rid of it, and 2, I didn't have the budget to buy anything. So shopping doesn't come out of my weekly budget because I have a whole nother bank account for that stuff. And then I spent £1.99 in Aldi. I finally got some kitchen roll, and I bought 1 singular sweet potato to make this cottage pie because I don't have enough left from my lunch. So I think that's going to conclude us, but I will see you tomorrow for the grand finale, the grand total. So after all that, and I also bought some peas, random, and 2 cartons of milk from the Co-op because they were on sale. They were on offer, okay? I was saving 50p, so I bought 2. With all of that in mind, my Monday total was £19.57, bringing my total spend of the week to a whopping £466.49. Like I said at the beginning of the video, and this is absolutely in no way to be like, haha, look, I've got £450 to spend a week, because let me tell you, I don't. And I'm just trying to set myself budgets, and I'm just trying to get to grips with setting spending limits and saving limits every single month, and this is kind of my first month testing that all out, so I'm trying to figure out where I spend my money and where I budget it. So £466, again, if we ignore them £60 train tickets, but that's work, and I have a lot of other work. It's work, I can kind of count it as work, and I have a lot of other work expenses that come out, like my WeWork bill. I have a lot of subscriptions to a lot of different apps like WeTransfer and Epidemic Sounds and Photoshop and a few different things, and to me that's not in my spending. That is a business expense completely, so that is not what we're talking about here. That has nothing to do with how much I spend in my day-to-day life living alone in Manchester. It's essentially money that I don't see and that comes straight out of my profit because I need to pay those bills to keep using the software. But after my bills come out of my rather large £466, what am I actually spending? I'm spending £173 a week on life, on groceries, on Ubers, on transport, on a good time. I actually didn't go out once last week, I'm realizing. I didn't go out for dinner, I didn't go out for drinks that I had to pay for. So potentially that would have been a bit higher, but I also think it means I spent a bit more money on groceries and a bit more money on flowers for people because they were cooking me dinner and stuff like that. So I would say that is a pretty average week that I'm aiming for at the moment. Granted, I worked out that my groceries came to £62.22, which is about £12 over what I would like. I'm trying to spend about £50 a week, and shockingly, £27.35 of that came from the co-op. So I think I'm actually going to try and ban myself from the co-op for a week, and if I really want something that bad, you gotta walk to Aldi, because I feel like one, it's boredom, and two, it's ease. So I might try and ban myself, because £30 a week in the co-op is absolutely ridiculous. That is literally a whole nother weekly Aldi shop. I did 2 Aldi shops that were like 20 quid each, and it fed me for 4 days. And I'm spending £30 in the co-op on what? Flowers and a meal deal. Absolutely absurd. Anyway, this is the type of video that I definitely wish I had seen before I started living alone, because I feel like you forget the cost of all these little things, like my stupid potato masher that I had to buy, transport, the tram daily and stuff like that. You really forget how quickly it all adds up, and that living alone can cost you, on a relatively tame week, £466. Like I said, I really don't hope anybody takes this video in any weird way. Like I said, I am trying to budget, I'm trying to keep to my best. This is not me bragging at all about how much money I have, how much money I make, how much money I spend. We all know that this place is slightly too expensive for me to afford, and I don't plan on staying here for too long because of that, but you gotta do what you gotta do in the meantime and try and cut elsewhere. I have kind of figured myself out a budget and how I want to save and how I want to invest and where I want to put my money percentage-wise every single month. So if you'd like to see a video on kind of like me budgeting, how I'm trying to figure that all out, let me know, and it's something we can do. I'm also really keen to try like a 2-week, 30-day no spending challenge, because as much as I thought this week was a good week, what did I spend £175-ish on? Literally transport and food, which is life, I guess, but it does seem like a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed this different type of video. I'm gonna stop waffling because I don't even have anything else to say, and I will see you on Monday for a fun video all about what does one do past 5 PM. Come and try some new hobbies with me. Mwah. Love you.